You're listening to the field report for April 30th, 2017. I'm actually kind of taken back by the images. This is a normal view of Branson Landing. This is on the Branson side of the Lake Taneycomo Bridge. If you were to drive across that bridge, you go to the Hollister side. So if you're on this side of it, though, from these images, this is what the normal levels are at Lake Taneycomo. I've just heard some reports, but I also want to zoom in here. And that's the flood levels right now, currently. This is the Branson Landing, which is kind of like the outdoor shopping mall. And it goes right into that area, and then you'll see images how this is all flooded out. That's typically where the dancing fountain is. And then this is the restaurant that's on the river. And then we'll just show you some more other normal images and then what's happening now. This is the dancing fountains at night. So you can see that the water levels are pretty level. And it's the other side of it. And these are aerial views from drone images. And this is that whole area where that see where the black spokes are, that's where the dancing fountain is, and that's all flooded out. And if you zoom in a little closer, you'll see as you go into the middle of those buildings, that's like the walking area. That's usually like the food court. And I'm just going to zoom in a little closer. You'll see where if you're going over to the middle, to the back, that's the food court. So this is all flooded out. Let's show another aerial view. This is all images from KY3. And those are drone images that show you just the levels. Look at, you could see that even that this is all the outdoor shopping malls. This is all flooded out. Oh my goodness. This is incredible. We're going to zoom in another image here. You can see the tree levels. This is really something else. You zoom in a little closer, you see how high up the water is, and that's at street level. So that means all these buildings that are on all the shopping centers and area, it's all flooded out. This is all flooded out. This is right again where the dancing fountain is, and this all spills over into that area. So it looks like from the report from KY3, that's out of Springfield, Missouri, there's a state emergency. Then there's Senator Roy Blunt making comments. I haven't followed up on any of this. I'm just going to put the links and information below. Haven't lived there for a couple years. There is weather events like this, but when you're hearing about 28 million gallons of water coming out of the Power Site Dam, and that spillover, usually they let it, they have to, relieve the pressure off the levees. And they do that, and then they restock the fish, and, that's an area for bass fishing. And it's also a tourist attraction. But if you see all these images, just the campground on the other side, it's like somewhere between Branson and Hollister. So that's all flooded out. So the people that go there all year camping, which is a very great place to camp if you get a chance to do that, depending on what this flood looks like. The potential for that. I mean, I'm kind of I'm a little taken back by this because, all this flooding and all this weather changes just in the last 24 hours. It's a lot for somebody. I went from living in Branson to Canton, Texas, and they're both affected. That makes me feel like we better step up to the plate, and I'd like to get out there either way. But it's normal for the levees to have to relieve it, but this is something different. I'm not quite sure what it is. We'll put the links and information below, and the links from KY3 and the reports. I'm just going to keep watching this report, and we'll sign off here for the field report. Thank you for listening.